With that Canada-U.S. Economic Summit about to get underway this morning, we wanted to talk more about what's at stake here. Donald Trump's last-minute decision earlier this week to push pause for 30 days has given Canada some breathing room, but how easily should we be breathing? Mauricio Zelaya is an economist at Ernst and Young Canada. Joins us live this morning to talk more about the larger issues for Canadian business and the economy. Really appreciate you being here. The stakes of this summit today are pretty significantly high. For Canadian business, what are you hearing from clients, Mauricio, about the uncertainty that's surrounding these tariffs and will Trump, won't Trump?
No, thank you very much, and very happy to be here. And there's a lot of emotions right now, a lot of tension, anxiety, fear. There are some businesses that are taking a wait-and-see approach, so really just waiting to see what unfolds. But as a result of that, they're actually not deploying their capital. They're actually waiting for their investments to see what comes to this. On the flip side, we're also working with clients that are actually very proactive right now. So rapidly diagnosing their companies, understanding where they're exposed, and understanding what the financial implications are. And from there, taking it a step further and say, well, what is it that we can do now versus what is it that we can do in the future?
How difficult is it for you to give advice to your clients with the vagaries and whims of Donald Trump, in some cases almost changing by the hour?
You're right. I mean, it's been a very eventful last few days, weeks, and even months, and it does change quite frequently. I think the general overview is that uncertainty is almost a new normal now, and so they are responding to that accordingly. This is now a question that I always pose to our clients is it what we're observing down south? Is this just another geopolitical cycle, or is this a structural shift in how the U.S. economy is now proceeding? And those are questions that we obviously don't. I wish I had a crystal ball on that, but at the same time, it's helping to understand and for them to now develop different scenarios for their financial planning.
Just the threat of tariffs alone, you kind of alluded to it, has put that chill over our economy in terms of investment plans. I mean, would a company set up shop in Canada when, Donald Trump is musing about a 51st state scenario and the idea of, tariffing Canada heavily here? When you factor in that kind of uncertainty here, how do you see companies kind of on a move forward basis? Because even if it does come in, nothing happens instantly. All these things take time.
You're right, and I think the biggest question that we are posing to our clients right now is, are you looking now to diversify away from this risk? And it becomes a risk question for that client. So is it now saying, okay, do we diversify, but in terms of two aspects? One is around the supply chain and how integrated that is. So sometimes, and we saw this during the pandemic, that it was very heavily concentrated in one part of the world. And now we went from offshoring to what we refer to as nearshoring, so bringing that closer to home. Now do we take it a step further and do onshoring? And that's what we don't know. With the outcomes of the summit, it's going to pose a question around, do they now diversify their exports altogether and maybe not heavily rely so much in the U.S., but now looking at other markets.
Okay, Mauricio, we will see what comes from the summit. Appreciate you helping set us up this morning. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much.